So I was in the mood to like cover anime stuff, you know, like some bad takes on anime or whatever. And that's a little bit hard to dig up, I guess. I guess it would be like incidental that I stumble upon somebody with a take that I disagree with. But for the most part, the thing I'd probably find anyway is just I slightly disagree with them. And I couldn't make a full like segment around it or anything. I would love to find somebody who has like just abysmally bad takes on my favorite anime. We just got done looking at a troll who I thought had bad takes, but he was just a troll, so whatever. But what I decided to do instead was look up Is Anime Bad on YouTube. And I found what I think is going to be some pretty good slop for us to cover. Should Christians watch anime? I scrolled through it a little bit, and it seems like this guy is going to go the route of calling anime like satanic and shit. So it seems like it should be fun. Let's give it a look.
Hey guys, you know, in recent years, anime has become very, very popular. And the question now many kids, parents, and grown-ups ask is, should Christians watch anime? Now that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Now just very quick, just before I forget, if it's the first time that you're here, my name is Daniel and welcome to DLM Christian Lifestyle. Please subscribe if you want to grow spiritually, and if you don't want to subscribe,
DLM,
well then just do it anyway,
man.
because I would love the support. All right, so is it wrong? Is it a sin to watch anime? Well, asking this question, it's similar like, should Christians watch movies or TV series? Because anime is just another form of storytelling. Now, of course, there will be certain stories that you can watch and other ones that you should definitely not.
I was kind of hoping he'd be a little crazier, but we'll let him cook for a second, see what he's got for us.
And that's the same when it comes to anime. Now, first of all, you have to be very careful with what you allow to come into your head. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God."
Is this the thought process when you're watching Dun?
Now, to be honest, there are certain things that are dangerous.
I don't know. Would God want me to be watching this anime about ghosts versus aliens? I don't know. I really got to stop and think about that one. That's a thinker
when it comes to anime. For example, Shintoism. They bring in Shintoism, their religion, into anime. Even occultic practices. They like bringing in the human and spiritual world together in a fantasy setting, for example. Or they show tarot cards, incantations,
not tarot cards,
necromancy, practicing magic, and much, much more. They also bring in elements of Buddhism.
Okay, this is the shit I came here for.
Series or movies of anime, you see that they bring in a lot of these elements of these different religions. Some show characters use their chakras to unlock certain powers and even the third eye. Now, of course, every anime is different, so you will have to use some discernment. You have to remember that anime and manga come from Japan, and their beliefs will flow into their stories. You have to ask yourself.
The beliefs of those Japanese people will flow into their stories, you see. Got to be careful around it. Come on, man. Like, you got to be a little bit more subtle than that.
Here's what I'm watching right now, honoring God. Would God want me to watch this? And if you're a parent, ask yourself, should my kid be watching things that they don't really understand? They don't actually know how it might actually influence them.
Unlike the Bible
says in Philippians 4 verse 8,
famous for children being able to understand it and interpret it well and not be traumatized by it.
Brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Now, there is good and evil within anime. They show a lot of good things as well. I have to say that. Things like kindness, self-sacrifice, loyalty, courage, and love. But some show evil, like magic, demons, necromancy, pride, and so forth. Anime stories are really well done. There are a lot of good themes in there of personal honor and
where does he? I can't tell where he stands on this.
Achieve in life. But a lot of it is mixed in with these beliefs of other religions that does not fit in with the Bible. A good example is Naruto.
Dude, like, I think most of the people who watch Naruto, especially in the United States, are Christians. They still believe in God. They still believe in Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, whatever the the whole shebang. It's a fictional story, my man. It is fiction, okay? Now, I'm personally of the belief the Bible is also fiction, okay? And I think I'm correct in that belief. But, that being the case, you can still believe in Christianity and be able to separate that from the fictional story of a ninja child. There's no conflict here. You can do both. You can do both. You know, this isn't even me shitting on religion. This is just me like stating facts. Like, you can be Christian and watch Naruto. You can do both. Plenty of people do.
It's a story about a young boy who grew up without a father, without a mother.
Children understand fiction.
Doesn't have a lot of friends, and through hard work, he gains success and he gains friends. Not just normal hard work, but you can see how he's persevering, how he's being consistent. There are good life lessons here for young kids, but at the cost of what? At the cost of also opening yourself up to influences from other religions.
So wait a minute, you just said two things. You said these anime can teach your children great values like hard work, teamwork, dedication to your values, whatever, like all these great values. But you better be careful because other religions could creep in there and corrupt your child. Like, what specifically from those other religions is corrupting your child, so to speak? I don't understand. You just got done saying that they teach good values. You just got done saying that. Okay, then I'm sold. Great. Then my children can watch anime. No problem.
When you watch Naruto, you see that Buddhism and other religions are just everywhere you look.
So what?
And this can be very dangerous to young kids.
How?
Young innocent minds. 1 Corinthians 8 verse 5 says, "For although there may be so-called gods in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many gods and many lords, yet for us there is one God, the Father, from whom are all things, and for whom we exist, and one..."
You know, nobody ever, like, says this, but you know who's worse than weebs? People like this. Religious zealots. Like, I would call them weebs for God, but they're even worse than weebs for God, because that would be an insult to weebs. Because at least weebs don't actually believe that, like, their characters exist, you know what I mean? But these guys are like they base their entire existence around it. Like, you can't even allow your children to be exposed to Buddhism, to even learn that it exists, you know, and see things, which, by the way, they never even mention or teach Buddhism in Naruto. They never do that. They just have Buddhist inspirations. Who cares? Your children aren't learning about Buddhism. They're just watching a fictional story. I didn't even know that there were Buddhist things in Naruto until this video. It didn't even occur to me. You know, it seems obvious now in retrospect, but it didn't even occur to me. I'm just watching the ninja show, which is mid, I think. It's okay. But I digress. It's just silly. It's very silly. The funny part is that I memorized more of the Bible than many of them. Well, yeah, I mean, atheists, you know, they do that. Not me, but a lot do. Imagine you go in public and see someone who isn't Christian. They ruin. True.
Lord,
this is so
Jesus
funny.
Christ, through whom are all things and through whom
He is just
exist.
as crazy as I wanted.
We know that there is only one true God. And behind other idols, there are demons. This is dangerous.
This is great.
And even if we look at the good things in anime, like these stories of honor, you know, and working hard to achieve success, it can also be dangerous.
Oh, right, Queen Laura,
This
sorry.
is part of the Japanese culture.
Non-Abrahamic
but
people.
If it is perceived wrongly, it can grow to sin, because then you get pride, you get arrogant, and you think that you don't need God. James 4 verse 6, God opposes the pride.
My child watched Naruto and now he no longer thinks he needs God in his life. No. It's so goofy. Like, how can you take this seriously? How does anybody take this seriously? It's just silly. I'm sorry. It's silly. Like, listen, not all Christians, but like, this guy's on your side, man. Maybe there's something to consider there.
Proud, but gives grace to the humble. You have to use discernment here. When you look at anime, there are things that are dangerous, and that's just the list that I'm just going through very quickly. There are also violence and
Not Soul
even
Eater.
porn in anime. Yes, porn. So you have to be
Yeah, and
careful.
if there's porn in anime, then your children shouldn't watch it. But that's not because it's anime. It's because there's porn in it. Obviously. Like, they're just because there's porn in some anime. Like, you're even sitting here saying that, like, anime is simply a medium through which a story is communicated. That is correct. You are correct in saying that. And that's why I was disappointed for a second. And I was like, oh, maybe this guy's not a total loon. But you are. Like, you are. Because even knowing that, you're still like, well, but they could still be influenced. They could still creep in hidden messages about Buddhism. Evil Buddhism, which is known far and wide to be the worst religion by everybody, right? Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect religion or even good by any stretch, but like they're like known as the religion of peace, damn it. Like, it's silly to think that that would be bad, even if they are taking Buddhist messages from it. Like, it's just so goofy. You're not a serious person, man.
Careful. There are definitely certain anime that you should not watch, because how can you? If you really are a child of God, and listen to me very carefully. Even
Which
if you
anime? Give me the
doubt
list.
and still continue to do it, then that is sin. Because Romans 14 verse 23 says, "But whoever has doubts is condemned if he eats, because the eating is not from faith."
Whoever has doubts is condemned if he eats, because the eating is not from faith. I don't understand.
Listen to this. For whatever does not proceed from faith is sin. Another question you can ask yourself is what I am watching leading me away from God or to God? If it is leading you away...
How do you live your life like that? That's so grody, man. You have to ask everything that you do has to be like, is this leading me toward God? Like, how do you live your life like that? That's stressful as shit. And I guarantee this guy does not do that, mind you. Like, there's no way. Like, he does not sit there and think like, well, I don't know. Does God want me to make this video? I'm not sure. I'm simply not sure. Like, you don't do that. Come on, this is unrealistic.
Away from God, then it's just common sense. You should not watch it. Watchman Nee said, if you would test the character of anything, you only need to inquire whether that thing leads you to God or away from God. Now, just some last advice. Remember, you cannot live for the world and also live for God. That is what it means to be a lukewarm Christian. It's either
stupid.
God or not God. You have to make up your mind. This life is short, and when we die,
That's stupid.
where will you go? Is it worth it to take
I
chances?
don't have much more to add. Just
Now,
silly.
if you have any other questions, watch these playlists here, and you might find what you're looking
Yes, thank you. If I have any questions, I'll definitely go to you for advice. That's a thing that'll happen. Ugh, what a mess. What a gorgeous mess. See, this is the shit that I live for. This is why I started the channel. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that one.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.